Bad news for boxing fans, or at least that's what many people are, the way many people are going to take it, as Terrence Bud Crawford will most likely be denied the fight with Tim Tszyu in favor of Errol Spence Jr. getting the fight. And this is out of the mouth of Leonard Ellerbe, who is the CEO of Mayweather Promotions and a very high-ranking person or very well-connected person within the PBC. And it is for reasons that I have shared with you in the past that now has been confirmed. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. I, in a previous career, was employed as a management consultant for Fortune 500 companies, specifically insurance companies. Also had experience as a management consultant in the public sector with cities and states. Worked on specifically going in and consulting with people on their business practices in order to make their business more efficient or more profitable or whatever the particular business problems that you had was. Now, why am I saying that in a boxing video? Because I'm about to talk about business as it relates to boxing. And please note the way that I phrase that. I'm going to talk about business as it relates to boxing. Not the business of boxing, but business as it relates to boxing. Specifically, explain why I knew that Leonard Ellerbe and people like Leonard Ellerbe in the PBC were thinking the way that they were thinking about who would get a fight with Tim Tszyu next. Will it be Terrence Crawford or would it be Errol Spence Jr.? Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really makes a really big difference to the channel. And I want to give a special thanks to anybody that wants to listen and think about what I'm going to say with a fairly open mind. And understand that what I am saying is not what I want. It's not me saying this is, oh, I'm so happy that this is reality. It is just me telling you what reality is so that in the future, whether you're looking at basketball, football, baseball, boxing, bowling, it doesn't matter. Business is business. So when I listened to an interview that was done, I do believe it was done on Fight Hype. And if it was on Fight Hub, please forgive me, but I believe it was on Fight Hype. Then a question was asked of Leonard Ellerbe, who's the CEO of Mayweather Promotions. There's a talk going on between Terrence Crawford, who wants to fight Tim Tszyu next, and has actually petitioned the WBO in order to get that fight to happen. And Errol Spence Jr., who went to announced that he was going to the fight this weekend between Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora, and that he wants the winner. So it's both these guys saying they want the same fighter. So who did Leonard Ellerbe think is going to get the fight? And the answer, I said in a couple videos and on live streams before he said it, the answer is Errol Spence. And let's look at the answer that Leonard Ellerbe gave without stealing somebody else's content on YouTube. Leonard Ellerbe said Errol Spence, and he had that, the look of mild indignation, or like you asked me that question for real. Errol, And then they said, why? He said the first thing he said, which is something I didn't expect, but still fits in. He said he's family. Errol's family. He's PBC family. He's been with the PBC for years. It's going to be Errol. Why? Tim Tszyu is a PBC. Terrence Crawford is a PBC. Errol Spence a PBC. Terrence Crawford, from what I know, this is speaking in the voice of Leonard Ellerbe, is a free agent, from what I know. So, yeah. And then it moves on, and this is where I'm going to talk about the more of the nuts and bolts stuff. And this is nothing new that Leonard Ellerbe has said. He consistently says, and he's very, very consistent with this, and very, very straightforward with this, and very, very correct with this, because this is not just what he does. This is what every boxing outlet does, regardless of whether or not you pay attention to it or not. He says, look, man, I know the numbers, and Errol Spence Jr.'s fight with Tim Tszyu's fight is bigger than Terrence Crawford's versus Tim Tszyu's fight. Terrence Crawford is a terrific, terrific fighter, and he is one of the best fighters. Many people think he's one of the best fighters in the world. However, we don't know. I mean, we know the numbers. And there's a difference between saying that this guy's a big fighter that is going to make a big fight and one that in somebody else. So we know the numbers on Errol. We know the numbers on Terrence. Errol's the bigger fight. So his answer was two-pronged. Number one, he's going to get the fight because we're loyal to Errol Spence Jr. That's our guy. That's our guy. Now, why would he say that's our guy? Because Errol Spence Jr. has been putting butts in seats and selling pay-per-views for the PBC for years. So why would they just ball him up and throw him in a trash can? And then the other thing is, hey, man, this dude was built. We built this guy over these years to be able to have that fan base. We worked to get that done. So, yes, we're going to give him the opportunity. And, hey, man, there you go. So it's a two-pronged thing. And this is what I've been saying. It's not just the boxers that are able to make these fights. And if you're calling somebody a duck, say, for example, you call Tim Tszyu a duck for not fighting Terrence Crawford next. I don't care. You can call him a duck all you want. It's fine. However, if there's nobody that's going to pay for that fight, then how is that fight going to get made? He has to, from my understanding, Tim Tszyu has to work with the PBC. The promoter that he has in Australia works with the PBC. And that is a major roadblock for fighters getting fights done. So just again, like I said, when Errol said that he wanted that fight, and something else we might want to keep in mind. The fact that Errol said that he was going there, the fact that Errol said that he wants that fight next, he didn't just pull that out on Twitter. He didn't just, and this is something Andre Ward said. He said, look, man, from what I understand about Errol Spence didn't just pull that, isn't just going to say that out on Twitter, just put that out there. He's already had conversations with people about what's going to happen next. And hey, man, he is probably going to get what he wants. So, hey, I'm sorry if people don't like that, but it is what it is. And you can let me know what you think in the comment section. But look, if you get upset about that, this scenario, and it's 100% people's right to do so, get ready to get mad for the next 100,000 years or however long the capitalist system is in place in the world. Because the reason that the PBC is doing what they're doing is to make money. The reason these fighters are doing what they're doing, the number one reason that they're doing it, is to provide income for themselves and their families. And that decision is going to be the one that is most paramount to the people that are organizing the fight. Now, if we want to talk about what fans want, fans speak with their money. They do not tweet. That's not tweeting. Okay, you can have one guy on Twitter tweeting for 15 different people. I get it on my channel all the time. Just because you have people on YouTube, you could have 100 thumbs down on a video, right? You could have 200 thumbs down on a video. You could have 30 people in your comment section saying bad things about you. It's still 30 people. Maybe. Fans vote with their pocketbook. How do you know what fights people want to see? It's the fights that people sell. It's that simple. People understood that when Jake Paul's numbers were doing well, when KSI and those guys, but hey, man, all of a sudden that celebrity boxing thing started taking a slide. Why? Because fans stopped voting for it with their pocketbooks. That was flash in the pan type of stuff. And now you have it going in a different direction, right? But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.